What's up, everyone? Andre here, along with Jake, and I don't know about you, Jake. I am so freaking stoked for this Mario movie. Seeing everything yesterday has put my hype into overload, and I cannot contain it. I have to talk about this, Jake.
Totally. Okay, so was it the plumbing commercial that got you?
That's what did it. That is what did
Yeah,
it. Like
okay.
the brilliance of like Mario having an in-universe ad for his own business. It's just genius. Having a whole website and phone number to go along with it. I actually called the phone number. I'm now on their the Mario Brothers plumbing texting list. They texted me a poster today, and then they made a joke about how like they have leaks now or something, and they gotta be careful about that. Whatever it was. It's just this whole thing is just so well done. The fact that they have like testimonials on the website from like from characters that make sense in universe, like their old boss apparently, Spike. So we're getting some lore drops here, Jake. Some lore.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I didn't realize that there is something kind of funny about them texting you an image, calling it a leak, and then we actually do like a video about the thing. They've got the direct line now.
The pipeline, direct pipeline to us. It's insane. Like it is such smart marketing, and I'm just all here for it. Especially Jake, especially because they tied in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show rap theme song in. This is now canon. This is now canon. It's not just canon, Jake. It's not just like it's not just music. This is diegetic now to the Mario universe. It exists in universe. Mario literally commissioned this song to be made. It's now his theme song. I love it.
That's a good point. There is a character in the world that recorded this theme song for them. But Andre, and a lot of our audience, they're young people out there. What are you talking about with this theme song?
Okay,
that got you so excited. Yeah.
What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I actually wish I had the video ready to go. So this is a cartoon I grew up with, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show from the late '80s, early '90s, and the theme song was like this this awesome rap. I say awesome. It's awesome to me. It's where Mario and Luigi are literally rapping about like being plumbers and then going to the Mushroom Kingdom. They of course cut that part out from the ad, which was smart. And I actually thought the way they handled everything was great. Like I noticed that at the very end they have about 10 seconds worth of like the spokesperson talking or whoever's talking. I'm like, oh, they had to fill in that 10-second gap that the music didn't cover because they had to cut it short. So because otherwise it went right into the Mushroom Kingdom segment and it wouldn't make any sense because they have not gone to the Mushroom Kingdom at this point in the story yet, Jake. So.
Wow, okay, so about this song, I found this choice to be so interesting. Because obviously, this is, an Illumination movie, I think in all respects, like a kid's movie, and yet, this whole bit is pretty much contrived around the idea of, like, a lot of people getting this reference that you are talking about right now. And I think so much of the movie's advertising that we've seen so far is about, like, they want us out here, like, to get it. They want us who have been with Mario for the longest time, and people that just, like, love Mario, love the franchise, all the games, all the music, all the little... We've done a million little videos about, oh, this map is from this game, this thing is from that game. And I'm almost, like, blown away that they could be hitting on all of these notes, because obviously it's gonna appeal to the kids. We got you're right. We're easy appeal to the kids, no problem. But I feel like the amount of care that has gone into every little one of these things is really impressive, and I think is a good sign of them delivering on all counts. I had this thought today. I was like, is this movie trying to win an Oscar?
I mean, it's possible to be nominated for a category. I'm not expecting it to like sweep the Oscars or anything, but you know what? If it gets any nomination, that's a huge win. Like that would be further a further statement on the state of video game movies. And you know what, though? I don't care if it wins an Oscar or not. What, kind of to your point, Jake, it is speaking to me right now. Like, because I think part of it, hey, we got Nintendo Capri Sun here. Welcome, Nintendo Capri Sun. So, who says we sound groovy? Awesome, thank you for the sound check there. A fellow YouTuber who knows what it's like to go live, I'm sure, and not know how your sound actually is. But no, I think part of like this is why it's so brilliant. Like they are like not only are they tying like generations of Mario together, they're tying generations of Mario fans together. Like the whole rap song, like it speaks mostly to us like, you know, to people who grew up, like, especially my demographic, like me and Tom, for instance, who grew up with the Super Show, and anyone else, like the parent, you know, people who have had their own kids now in many cases, but also, like, you know, that's going to appeal to kids too, I feel like, you know, maybe not inherently, but there's nothing that's not appealing about it. And it's so genius how they're firing at all cylinders here to hit all different demographics. Now, I say that still within the Nintendo fan base group. The question remains whether they'll actually reach anyone outside of that. Like, are only Mario fans going to go see this movie? We don't know at this point, and that's a big question. Like, are they going to be able to make it appealing to those who aren't Mario fans? But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm a Mario fan. I only care about what I think here. And so far, I am so freaking happy. Real quick, Jake, I have the Super Show theme song here, the actual opening. So let me play this real quick so everyone can hear it and see it, so people can fully understand. Jake, I realize you probably weren't hearing it, but I appreciate you playing along.
I put up our own stream on the side.
Oh, perfect. Good.
So,
it's so good.
Yeah. But I hear you about it's not inherently unappealing to kids too. There is like a little, this is the most specific thing, but there is a kind of visual gag when they're doing the song of like they're under the sink and they're like very close up, and the way that they're kind of like pointing and moving to the music, that to me, chat, if you're familiar, Teen Titans Go, I feel like is a cartoon that does that bit.
I think, is it one of the writers? I think the writers from that movie are involved here, or at least one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's. I feel like there's a visual style going on there, and I was like, why is this so familiar? And that show does a lot of music too. And okay, chat's agreeing with me. Chat gets it. Yeah, there was something going on there that I was like, whoa, this is like modern cartoon language happening right before my eyes, and I actually thought it was really cool. It was like. It was this old thing contrasting with like this modern bit that I really appreciated. That was neat. It's the same writer. Yeah. People in chat are saying same writer.
Awesome. Yeah, no, like there's so much. I feel like there's both not a lot and everything to cover here, Jake. I am like, I mean, it's weird, but I feel like they have shown a lot of the movie at this point. Like, if you've been following the trailers, you can piece together most of the overall story at this point. But I feel like there's still a lot we don't know. And like, when we get like little teasers like this, like, it is just blowing my mind. And I think as you were just saying, like, it really is kind of like hitting. You know, it's just hitting every different demographic. But again, for me, as one who grew up with it, seeing the song, like, this is okay. So to further add context to this is a song. I have to stress this, Jake. This is a song NCL, Nintendo Japan, probably didn't even know about. They probably don't even know the song existed. But back in the 80s, Nintendo of America was licensing Mario to everyone. If you want to make a Mario product, sure, go for it, go nuts, whatever. NCL had no oversight at this point. In the decades since, Nintendo Japan is taking over a much more strict overview of everything that gets made. And so it's kind of amazing that that Illumination was able to get approval to use this song, to bring it back. And the fact, again, that they did is just awesome. Tied it in perfectly. And I'm just really excited, like, for this. Now, another part of this whole thing, Jake, is that this further cements, like, this proved beyond a shadow of a doubt. We're looking at New York City here. Like, not New Donk. It's not like some fake Brooklyn. We're talking the real Brooklyn, the one you don't live too far from, Jake. Like,
that's right.
Yeah. So the actual real world is the starting point, seemingly, for this Mario movie. And again, as an old school Mario fan, that speaks to me. Mario's history is not by way of Stork. It is by way of a pipe in New York that somehow transports him to the Mushroom Kingdom. And I'm so glad they're going back to that, Jake. That makes me so happy.
All right, wait. What if they're... Okay, because right now you're calling for Baby Mario erasure. And what if in the movie, there's just like a 2-second bit where Mario's like, you know, when I was a baby, dude, I hung out with this dinosaur and went on this crazy adventure. Because I feel like that could happen. And I guess my real question here is, are you looking to the Mario movie to establish official Mario lore? Are you looking at this at like, this is the modern canon of Mario? Is that the expectation?
Okay, so yes and no. I mean, I think Nintendo, when it comes to the games, is going to continue to do whatever they do, minus maybe a movie tie-in. I could be wrong, but I think Nintendo, when it comes to the games, they don't really care. Like, there's no lore. The Mario games, there is no story that connects them. Like, you know, for how many times did the princess get kidnapped just because they needed a MacGuffin for Mario to go after? So I don't think it matters too much, but I do think, in a sense, that the movie is helping Nintendo to kind of like tie everything together, to like kind of, you know, at least when it comes to presenting it in a modern context. We started seeing that a little bit with Super Nintendo World even, and I think we're seeing that continue here further. So again, I don't think it's going to matter too much as it applies to the games, but I do think we could see more media surrounding the Mario movie or whatever the Mario movie ends up doing. You know, whether it's sequels or maybe shorts, cartoons based on this, merchandise, of course. So I think we're almost seeing like a branching path for Mario here, where the games will continue to do their own thing, minus any explicit tie-ins. Otherwise, I think we could be seeing like a kind of like a new side of Mario here that we hadn't seen before.
A part of me is like, I don't know. I feel like this movie gets so popular, and they do like it's like a Breath of the Wild moment where it's like, no, this is Zelda now. Sorry, everybody. You know, it's like Mario movie blows up, and we all go, okay, we've got to have Mario movie 4, Dark Waluigi. We got to introduce the Wah. We gotta get it all in the canon. You know, I think that would be awesome.
Well, there is a canon in Mario 64.
That is true. Oh man, that is true. There are definitely some characters I'm looking out for in this because I want the backstory. That Form and Spike reference.
Yes.
On the website. I don't even know what Form and Spike is supposed to look like. Also, yeah, really quick. The woman in the trailer who's like the actress. She kind of follows this Mario thing of kind of looking like more normal proportioned than Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, so it's a little bit almost like the new Donk problem, if you will, but I think it works because as long as we've also seen a picture on the website. If you go to the actually, I can bring it up right here, Jake. I've got the website right here. Let me bring it up. You've got to go to their hold on here. Sorry, chat. I think we have a super chat there, by the way, Jake. If you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll hit that. Yeah. Mr. C. Willis, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for being here. Just came to say hi. Hope you both are well. Mr. C. Willis, I'm coming off a really tough Super Bowl loss last night, but thank you. As a big Mario fan myself, I could not stop smiling at that Mario commercial. So hype. Heart emoji. Right there with you, Mr. C. Willis. Heck yeah. Thanks for coming through.
That's awesome. We did have the super chat earlier, too. Let me see if I can find... Here we go. From Mario Yoshi 4723 says, do you think Mario will top the Sonic movie? The Sonic movie did actually very well, all things considered. But
2 did better than 1, right?
I think it did. Yeah, I believe it did.
Yeah, it was a rare sequel doing better situation.
But for as big as Sonic is, Mario's at least as big. So if this, I think the Mario movie could be like the #1 video game movie of all time. I don't know. What do you think, Jake? I think it will. I think it'll top Sonic.
Yeah, so the cool thing happening with video game movies right now is that they are really the only, or the biggest, I would say, modern challenger to the contemporary superhero movie. That's kind of the movement we are seeing. That's why we're seeing a lot of investment in video game properties.
This is why the MCU is on a decline, Jake. Video game movies, they're like, move over MCU. It's time. It's our time to shine. We're finally making good movies here. All right, I've got the picture up here. I don't know if you can see it, Jake, if you have our stream up. But you can see, we can actually see like very differently proportioned humans here. We got like a little kid on the left. We got like a squat old dude crossing the street. So it seems like we just have like a very like eclectic mix of body shapes here. And so I think by that Mario and Luigi actually will fit in perfectly. And I love that. Like my issue, so I love Mario Odyssey. I thought New Donk City, for like the overall goal of what they're going for with making it feel like it feels like a distinct universe, a distinct world in this universe. That totally worked. You feel like a fish out of water somehow, even though Mario's also human. But at the same time, if you think about it for 3 seconds, Mario looks like a freak show in New Donk City. Like this, you know, this tiny, ill-proportioned plumber or paraplumbers, you know, going around with full-sized humans, like totally normally proportioned, that also exists seemingly from a few decades ago. It was a very weird mix, and I'm glad again that this movie is basically doing it the way I wanted it, where yeah, they actually come from this real world with actual humans. So
right.
We got a $10 super chat from Taylor Plays. Thank you. Says, I might dress up as Rosaline or Princess Peach for the Mario movie. I'm very excited for the movie and can't wait to order my tickets.
This is what I'm talking about, Andre. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is the people, you know, people get dressed up for those superhero movies and they're getting dressed up all the same for this thing. These properties are too big. And to just circle back to that question about will Mario beat Sonic? it's not even going to be close, unfortunately. It is going to destroy Sonic. I feel like Sonic has a shocking amount of cachet with like children. I don't even really know why, but Mario is like undeniable. I think there's a chance this is going to be one of the biggest movies of the year. Look at something like The Last of Us, which is a mature property on a premium subscription service, and it's like the biggest thing they've ever done. Mario is definitely bigger than The Last of Us.
And both do involve, mushrooms and fungus and all that. So,
yeah,
I mean, they might be closer than you think, Jake. But yeah, no, I think you're right. Nintendo Capri Sun says The Last of Us show is so good. A lot of people are loving it. My dad's watching it. Like it seems like and what that show is doing, Jake, which is the question we have about the Mario movie is it's reaching a demographic that hasn't even played the games before. Like it's reaching people both who play the games and those who have not. That's huge. The Mario movie can do that as well, which I think might be a bigger ask for it because it is so like we do have that real world grounding now with New York. Outside of that, though, everything else is very explicitly Mario, right? So it's like you're either all in or you might be asking yourself, what is this? So that is a question. Like, is it able to reach a demographic that, say, Illumination's other movies are, like Sing or Despicable Me?
It's funny. I think this is a interesting comment. I was talking to one of my friends from art school that actually works on The Last of Us show right now.
Oh, wow.
And she was telling me that she was like, she like loves video games, was so excited to work on this show. And she said, my parents will never get a PlayStation, pick up a controller, and play The Last of Us. Right. But they will watch a show on HBO. Yep. And now they're watching the show and they're like asking her about the game. And I think that there's something there, even for like thinking about parents with the Mario movie, doing stuff with their kids, tying into going to the theme park even. There's a level of synergy that I think was kind of like the whole point of even doing this movie that I think makes sense and is like working for Nintendo. And I'm curious what like phase 2 is. Because phase 1, this all makes sense. But like, what is phase 2 in this huge IP plan? I don't know. That's what I've been thinking about.
Yeah, no, you're actually, that's a really interesting point because we are kind of we're finally getting to the realization of phase 1, which has been in the works for the better part of a decade. Yeah. Super Nintendo World was announced very quickly, coming up at 10 years ago now. The Mario movie was announced not all that long after, and we're finally only now getting the fruits of that labor. So assuming both are a success, what Super Nintendo World already seems to be, and the movie is really setting itself up to be, I can't imagine it not being a success, at least on some level. Yeah, like what does phase 2 look like? It's actually amazing. Actually, someone had a comment earlier, I forget who it was. Here we go, it's a super chat from Sam Becker, thank you, says, first Mario movie, be the 93 one, worst video game movie of all time, second Mario movie, best video game movie of all time. Yeah, like, it's actually kind of shocking it's taking Nintendo this long to finally capitalize on their IP. I guess the first Mario movie scared them away, but we're finally seeing them step outside their comfort zone, which, you know what, Jake? You're gonna like this, maybe. We have to thank the Wii U for this. If it weren't for the Wii U failing completely, we may not be here. It's because that system tanked so hard, Nintendo's like, oh crap, scramble the jets, hit the panic button, DEFCON 5, or whatever's the highest one, we gotta go all in on this. We gotta save ourselves. And,
thank you, Wii U, rest in peace, thank you. I want to call out this other super chat from Dan Christian here. What's your reaction to the SNL Mario Kart skit? Did you watch this, Andre, with Pedro Pascal?
I did. I thought it was funny. I also felt like it's something I've seen like variations of, so many times over the years, but SNL is just super polished. And seeing Mario appear in SNL, like especially, we've had Wario, seeing Mario now in like this huge, well-produced sketch, it's kind of mind-blowing. Just like, wow, this is how far Mario's come. And it's like the timing could not have been better. The time for Nintendo is specifically.
Man, I feel like everybody has, we're also living in a world where everyone has a Nintendo Switch.
Right.
And like, I feel like we're almost at market saturation with the Nintendo Switch. Is there a part of you that thinks all of this kind of coming together is a good, like stepping off point later for the next Nintendo system?
Oh, wow.
I know it's kind of a weird question.
It is. It's definitely, it's not going to hurt. Like, it's definitely building toward that. I mean, whatever form / whenever the system actually releases, we've had years of rumors now, of course. I think it's Nintendo's setting itself up to be really a huge success. Like, usually transitions are difficult in general. Nintendo in particular, every single system they've ever made, every single successor, barring the Wii and the Switch, has sold less than the predecessor has. But Nintendo is setting themselves up right now for that not to be the case this time, because they are reaching a wider demographic than ever before. They have this multi-pillar strategy where they're not just depending on video games now. And so I think this might be the smoothest transition they've ever had, especially if they play their cards right. If it's not like, you know, assuming it's backwards compatible. For me, I think going the Game Boy Color approach, where you have games that are basically forward compatible that work on the Switch and the Switch 2, that benefit from the Switch 2 but still work on the old one. I think if they handle that transition right, it could be huge. Like, they could maintain their momentum. They haven't lost it yet. You know, I know sales are down a little bit, but they're, you know, still going strong. Software is still, you know, killing it. So they can maintain all of this. They're setting themselves up for a big W.
Man, this is so cool, because this is like, I feel like we're in a moment that will have significance in the future. Like, this, nobody was thinking about the MCU when Iron Man came out.
Good point, right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of what we're looking at right now. And I don't 100% know like what form it's going to take in the end, but it does feel like that this isn't just one thing. You know, the Uncharted movie comes out, and we're not all sitting here going, "Oh, this is the beginning, baby." You know, but with, like...
You're right. I think The Last of Us is a better sign of that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, yeah, Uncharted kind of came and went. You know, maybe it'll turn into something. I'm not expecting it to. And, you know, I mean, maybe it's a thing you look back in the future and you're like, oh, okay, it actually was a start of something. But I feel like, I think, to your point, we are kind of getting that vibe already with Nintendo. Like, they set themselves up so strongly now, moving ahead. There have already been rumblings of them exploring a DK movie. Whether or not that's true, I wouldn't be surprised if they are. I'd be surprised if they aren't, considering how hard they've been leaning in on DK recently. Both with him being in this movie, being voiced by Seth Rogen, and of course him having his own entire land at Super Nintendo World. Like, it seems like DK is on like a return trajectory, and like they're really bringing him back. And
that is so exciting. The DK stuff is so exciting. I love Seth Rogen. That is a great man, great opinions, and I feel like there's a little bit of like, I have a little bit of disdain for Chris Pratt, that when we talk about Seth Rogen and Donkey Kong, I'm like, oh, just give me Seth Rogen and Diddy Kong on a jungle adventure. That sounds like so much fun. I would love for them to lean into that. And I think we see the density in every one of these trailers of everything they show. There is nothing that's kind of like, oh, we'll fill that in later. It's like, no, there's so much going on. We've got a whole Donkey Kong world out here. Like, we can totally go spend time with them. We could do a whole thing with Toads if we wanted to. Where's the Toad short film? That's coming. That's coming. But yeah, it's like all that stuff is so cool. And I think my one concern would maybe be, we've got these A-list celeb actors, and sometimes stuff like this, they like don't want to pay them every time, or they're so busy their schedules don't line up, and that like causes problems. So hopefully that's not a problem down in the future, but definitely psyched for all the side stuff. Yeah, I think that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I have a confession, Jake. I love origin stories. Like, I think origin stories are some of the most interesting things for a character that I actually like. And I want that DK and Diddy origin story. Like, it seems like Diddy's already in this movie, so they've already met here. But if the DK movie's like a flashback, like to how DK and Diddy met, or whatever, something involving the Kong clan, I think that could be a lot of fun, you know? It's like
the war?
The
Andre,
war.
The war.
Oh, the war! The warlord!
The war! They're gonna explain it. It's gonna be canon, dude. The war. Oh
the Great Ape War, right? There's like a whole wiki entry on this thing. It's great. I love it. Yeah, we need that. We need that. Jake, what do you think of all the posters we've been getting for the movie? Like, we've been getting a non-stop stream of these freaking posters, and they're all amazing. I'm showing the one we just got today on screen. We had some more a few days ago. We had several yesterday. I myself love the Peach one on Rainbow Road, but yeah, what are you thinking about these? Here are the Kongs, of course.
I'm thinking that these posters do a lot of confirming of what I already think about Mario characters, in that the best ones are Bowser and Luigi. These are the stars. And when you see them on the poster, you go, star. star, okay? And when I look at Mario, I'm like Mario, it's nice. It's nice that you're here. That's cool. Toad, you're doing great. Peach, I like that we're doing different things with you, but I feel like you're kind of still finding your identity.
Right.
Luigi and Bowser, no way, dude. They are A-list stars. Can't wait for them in the movie. Got me hyped.
And that's another, like, it's not just exciting to see these characters on the big screen. I mean, it is and it isn't, but it's also that, like, they have to flesh them out more than they've ever done before, and that's what I like too. We're gonna see different shades of these characters, and we're already getting a little taste of that in, through the marketing, through the trailers, even through the website. How, like, they threw together this, this kind of shoddy looking website. There's a phone number you can call. You can actually call it too, and you can get a voicemail from Luigi, and also who, by the way, he mentions, like, he mentions a mansion at some point. I saw chat asking, "Can we get a Luigi's Mansion movie at some point?" That'd be amazing. But just everything about this, so I'm really excited to see the further characterization of these characters we've known for 30 plus years.
In that Luigi poster, you've got the Shy Guys.
Yeah.
And I think something that I, like, secretly desire from this movie, whether it's a Koopa, a Goomba, or a Shy Guy, is that I hope we, like, I feel like Star Wars does this a lot. I hope we, like, name one and make him, like, a bit. Like, we get a Shy Guy that's just, like, always falling or, like, knocking things over or something, and it's like Gary, stop that! Stop it, Gary! You're ruining the whole thing. And then we can explore Gary the Shy Guy. He becomes his own thing. I feel like that'd be so much fun.
Real quick, Eldon SMP had said, "Hi, new subscriber here. How do you think the movie's going to be? I think it'll be great." Oh yeah, I think Jake and I think we're both. I mean,
yeah.
I'm curious to see what the non-fan reaction will be. Just in an did they accomplish the goal of reaching other people? But for myself, all I care is, am I happy? And seeing that amazing trailer yesterday on the website and everything, it's got me so stoked. So I'm like, everything, like, they're doing everything right now. I don't think they could be doing anything better than they already are, except for maybe showing a little bit less of the movie, because I feel like we've seen a lot of it. But
yeah, something that's funny to me is that I think with a kids movie, the demographic that you might struggle to get into the theater is not the parents, it's not the kids, but it's people that are, like, my age.
Right.
And I actually think that the Mario brand might hit right. That a lot of people my age are the ones that played it as a kid and have nostalgia for it and will go see it in the theaters because of that. So there is something kind of working for them, targeting a demographic that would normally be hard to get into the seats. Maybe they have a connection with it that otherwise it would be a challenge. So yeah, I think this movie's going to do really well. I'm definitely curious when we get to, like, the commercials are on TV, we're seeing them all the time, what angle they take to try to sell this, because right now we're seeing all sorts of things, and I'm kind of curious what maybe it's just like, maybe you just throw Mario Kart in people's faces. Maybe that's the move. Mario Kart is such a big deal.
I feel like there's gonna have to be a tie-in for at least Mario Kart Tour. That's a free game, anyone can access it. Like, whether it's a course or, like, new costumes, I think that'd be the more likely option. But if we get the Rainbow Road from the movie as a Mario Kart Tour track, later introduced to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Jake, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm predicting now. Wave 8 or Wave 6, baby. We're getting a Mario movie track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like, I think Yoshi's Island has blown the doors open. Having a Yoshi's Island track, anything's game now. Okay. I'm feeling it, Jake. Like, what, they've been introducing so many Rainbow Roads. Like, they have to bring the movie one in, right?
Can you click over and make Mario look like movie Mario?
Wait, what?
Can you, like, okay, like, you know how Yoshis have different colors?
Yeah.
Can you move Mario over and he looks like Mario movie Mario?
You know what? I see why not. Why not, Jake? Because they already have. You can already play the 16-bit sprite version of Mario and Donkey Kong in Mario Kart Tour. Why not the most modern version?
Oh yeah, man, those Mario Kart Tour costumes are so cool.
Yeah. They are. They're great. Which, by the way, speaking of, like, just design in general, another fun touch of the trailer we saw yesterday, or the advertisement, the artwork that they use to represent themselves in universe is, like, straight up the old school Mario and Luigi art, like from how they used to draw them for the old games, like the old 2D games, and I love that. Like, you can actually see it in our frame right now, right below us. Just another, like, and that combined with the new Super Mario Brothers version of the logo, again, like, they're just hitting all demographics here. Which, kind of to your point, Jake, I think, almost, I feel like almost everyone's played Mario on some level. So I asked earlier, like, can they reach the people who haven't? And maybe they don't even need to, Like, everyone at this point has seen or played a Mario game. You reach that demographic, that's huge. That's a massive, massive marketplace right there.
That's pretty cool, because I feel like if the movie is so good, because here's the thing, did the Minions movie reach people that, would normally not go see a kid's movie? I think so. I think the Minions are a very, very big deal. And
moms love the Minions, apparently, or...
See, there you go.
Yep.
There you go. So is there a chance that the Mario movie could reach a level of notoriety that people are just like thinking about it, that they're like, oh man, I rarely ever go see kids movies ever, and I heard people talking about Puss in Boots to the point that like I didn't go see it, but I definitely said to my girlfriend, I was like, hey, people are talking about this Puss in Boots movie, so there's something
actually, you raised an interesting point. I saw Puss in Boots. I liked it not as much as everyone seems to have, but it is a good movie. Definitely way better than the first Puss in Boots. I think part of the reason for its success is because it's not afraid to shy away from like more adult themes. Because it's not just appealing to the kids, although it seems like it's resonating with kids as well. It's funny for them. Animation's great, but the fact that it explored actually dealing with the fact that hey, you're gonna die at some point, and introducing these more darker themes, like it lets it resonate with people of all ages. And that's the thing I think we haven't fully yet seen in the Mario movie. Like, is it going to be able to hit that emotional note that really makes things resonate with people, or media resonate with people? And I hope that they do. We are seeing, like, we've already got maybe a little taste of this with how, like, Mario doesn't seem to be fully sure of himself, especially starting off. Like, he has to go through a whole training thing. So it's possible that, maybe that's a surface level, but that could be a deeper element of his character, and I'm curious to see where they build off of that. But yeah, that's the thing. I think that's the biggest mystery. Like, is this going to actually drive an emotional experience beyond just, oh, it's cute and funny,
That is the question. I feel like I've got two big questions about the movie. That's one. The other one is, when are we gonna start singing?
So I've seen a lot of people here. Do I have the poster up? Let me find the poster here, Jake. Oh wait, actually, of course I have it up. Where is it? Oh my God, it's never where I need it when I need it. Okay, wait, there we go. I got. Here's a poster.
Excellent.
I've seen people speculate the picture on the website of Bowser and Kamek looking out upon, their minions. This could be where Bowser sings. This could be his big musical number, Jake.
Yeah, I believe it.
Look at that. I mean, there's spotlights. He's got a crowd. He doesn't have a microphone, but he doesn't need one. He's Bowser. He can sing into Kamek's magic wand if he wants.
I have long said, in the first trailer, you get that shot of kind of Bowser surrounded by shadows, and he's coming up on the star, and he's like, and nobody's gonna stop me!
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, and I feel like that is the ending button of a song. Because it's weird that he's like not in the world. He's in like a fake world surrounded in shadows. Yep. So I think Bowser is probably, it wouldn't surprise me if Bowser's leading off this movie.
Jake,
yeah.
This sounds like a perfect short theory thing. It's like, is this Bowser's? Yeah, I love it. Noah Charles the Man, with a $5 super chat, thank you, says, I think musicals would be cringe. You know what, Noah? I actually used to feel the same way. Like, I burned down musicals for a while. Like, every Disney movie felt the same. But then we went a while without, like, any, like, Disney and Pixar especially, like, strayed away from that. I mean, Pixar never leaned into it, but, like, it seemed like people were moving away from musicals for a while. But then we started getting some, like, really good musicals. Like, both from Disney and other companies as well. And I've started to appreciate them more. Like, Moana soundtrack is amazing.
Andre,
yes! It's so good. It is so good. And then I'd listen to Encanto on repeat, like, ad nauseum. Like, I probably made them thousands of dollars when the ads served on those freaking YouTube videos, because my God, I watched those so many times, and my sister was addicted to it. The music was so freaking good. If they're able to have, for one, I don't think this is gonna be a musical. I think it may have a song or two. I don't think it's a full-on musical though. But if if that song or two really kills it, for one, yes, I want that. Two, that could also help it just embolden it in the marketplace too. Like, Jake, if we hear a Mario song on the freaking radio, That'll be gigantic.
Think bigger. No, think bigger, Andre. Andre, we're gonna hear a Mario song in TikToks.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're right. Exactly. If it hits TikTok.
Yeah. Remember, because what was the one from Encanto? The meme. Oh my God.
Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno.
Yep.
Yeah. Like that's a whole thing. And I feel like if you have a few songs, you need one of those.
Yep.
You need something that shows up as a sound on TikTok that everybody does the bit. And that is huge.
Exactly. And when you have Jack Black, like you don't not give him a musical. So yes, I think you're right. Like if there's only one, it's going to be Bowser, and I'm hoping they kill it. And like ideally, like it's going to sound catchy, it'll be funny, and of course, hopefully it ties into the story as well. Like if you can hit all three of those, that's when I'm fully there. I'm like, hell yeah. Sign me up. That's great. Like, I think Encanto, I think my problem with musicals, Jake, originally, was that for so long, it felt like movie was just hitting pause. Here's our musical where they just state the obvious, nothing new, and then they move on by, just hitting play again.
Whoa. Andre, you don't know this, but you are doing something that we talk about in grad school. This is like musical theater theory.
Oh, really?
Yes, the entire golden age of musicals, it's exactly what you're saying.
Yep.
The songs are a pause to express an emotion, and nothing is advanced. And it's just, but in modern musicals, that's actually been challenged a lot. And you see things like what's really popular, like Hamilton, where the song is like the action of the scene.
Yep.
So that's like a whole. So that's actually really interesting. Yeah,
and that's a good example. But that's the same songwriter as Encanto, which I think is partially why that soundtrack just kills it, and also Moana as well, partially.
True. Yeah.
So so now I'm hoping he's involved in this movie. We just haven't heard about it.
Dude, get Lin in there.
That'd be amazing. Let's see. I've been largely ignoring chat. Chat, I'm so sorry. I've been so excited. I've been largely ignoring you. But I saw Top Dog said at some point, Shy Guy's got a poster before Yoshi. Yoshi is the biggest mystery right now. We have not seen much of Yoshi. We've had like a scene, I think, of Yoshi and the Yoshi egg teased earlier. We've not seen no posters. We haven't seen really how Yoshi's involvement factors into this even. Do you have any thoughts on that, Jake? Do you think Yoshi's just gonna be a cameo? Is he a character here?
I do think, unfortunately, the land of the Yoshis will be a casualty in Bowser's encroaching presence. I think in the movie he's gonna take the ice world, and the next world will probably be Yoshi.
Yeah.
Maybe a desert world after that, but yeah, because Bowser's gonna make up some ground, and I do think the way that we're gonna see Yoshi is that like the Yoshi world's gonna get taken over, and we'll have one Yoshi, our Yoshi, maybe kind of like join up with Mario in the way that like all of those Donkey Kongs are Donkey Kong critters are not critters. Oh Jesus!
No, that's a different Donkey Kong character. The Kongs, Jake, the Kongs.
The Kong family. Yeah, the way that they're all up in there. I think maybe they're hiding it in the trailers right now, but there will also be like a bunch of Yoshis getting in there too, because that's another character that's easy to repeat and have in like big numbers, and it looks like that's something they're doing.
Right.
So we'll see him.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Like the Yoshi could be like a major war asset. Like
exactly.
How do you tackle an army of Koopas with an army of things that can eat those Koopas? That's how. So
see, I can see the scene where we're like on the castle gates, and you've got Yoshis by the cannons, and the Toads are like feeding the Yoshis, and the Yoshis are popping out eggs, and they're putting eggs in the cannon and then shooting them out at Bowser's things, and the eggs are going out there.
Oh my God, I love the idea. I'm actually now picturing the Tears of the Kingdom trailer, Jake, where the Blood Moon is shooting like little asteroid things that turn into enemies. I want them shooting Yoshi eggs that pop into like Yoshis. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh, that would be sick.
Wouldn't it be great?
Out, they're like, I'm here.
Oh my God, this needs to happen. Nintendo Capri Sun says Yoshi is to Mario as Tails is to Sonic. That's interesting. Because that is absolutely the case for the games. I don't know if that's going to be the case for the movie. But I think Luigi is the Tails.
Yeah, no, Tails is Luigi. Yeah, 100%. They even kind of like share some personality traits, I think.
That's a good one.
Kind of talking about World War Mario, I see some from Jacob Martraves in the chat there. I feel like something I learned about this movie was in the clip that showed Mario getting the cat costume. I feel like something we haven't really seen is the potential for this movie to actually have some really cool action scenes. And they've kind of held on to them.
That's a good one. Jake, let me tell you something. One of my favorite moments from Luigi's Mansion 3, mild spoilers here, everyone, is when you see, like, Mario briefly appears at the end, and there's a short segment where, you actually see them working together. Like, see Mario hopping ahead, like, encouraging Luigi, like, come on, Luigi! Like, it was I love that. I love that. And it wasn't even that much of an action sequence, but, like, if that was a little taste of things to come for the Mario movie, where we can see, where we see action sequences involving the brothers working together, their camaraderie, I'm excited, because you're right, we haven't seen a whole lot. The most we've seen is the Smash Brothers-esque DK versus Mario battle scene. Even that, just a little taste of it. That could be really fun, because we've never really seen, like, because Nintendo doesn't they tend to lean away from cutscenes for better or worse, and so we haven't really gotten much of a taste of what a cinematographer, like a really well, what's what I'm looking for? Well, a really well-produced Mario action sequence would be like, and I think that could be a lot of fun. Smash Brothers probably gives us the best taste of that for their opening trailers.
Definitely. Wow. Can you imagine, like, years from now, it's like Sakurai's doing his YouTube channel and he's like, yeah, they brought me in for the Mario movie so that I could do this scene, this fight. I got all my figures. I got all my... I actually think that there are a few moments in this movie that we already know about where there are going to be some really cool action scenes, because obviously we have the fight with Mario and Donkey Kong. We're going to have some kind of final confrontation with Bowser, but we also have, like, Fast and the Furious style Mario Kart stuff going on, and that's going to be awesome. And I think the thing I'm most curious about is, through almost everything I just mentioned, we have no visual on Luigi. We don't know what Luigi is doing, and I feel like he's obviously going to play a role in this story. They've even said at some point, like, there's a reason it's called the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Right.
And I don't know. I'm like, a part of me is like, man, would it just be insane if they gave this man a vacuum and he did something with it? Like, is that too far? Like, I don't know.
think they may tease it. I don't think maybe a post-credits thing. I don't think we're gonna get that here. But you are kind of touching on something interesting here, Jake, because it seems like I could be off base. It almost seems like Luigi is effectively replacing how Peach used to be in the game stories, where Luigi's the one, he's the one who's kidnapped, which I think is a smart angle to go with. I mean, just if only for the family angle, especially, where Mario has this ingrained reason to find this person. But it also makes me wonder if maybe that could tie into why they're separated. I guess we saw the scene where they're being ripped apart in the warp pipe space or whatever. So they may not be going this direction, but I wonder if they almost had a minor falling out or something. maybe
100%.
Yeah, are they mad at each other or something? Maybe Luigi storms off, Mario, who knows what. And I wonder that's something they have to reconcile too in order to work together, become the Super Mario Brothers, and dominate Bowser in the end.
I totally see that. I feel like we've already got even things that it could be. It could be it was your idea to quit our construction job with Foreman Spike.
Right.
That's where we got, and now it was your idea to spend all of our money on this commercial. It was, what I mean? And so I feel like they could definitely be having a fight at the time of separation, and then kind of have that realize they need each other kind of thing. Definitely some cool stuff going on there. And what's crazy is you think about the stuff with Luigi and you're like, okay, I can kind of fill the gaps in that movie. But there's Toad, there's Peach, there's Kamek, there's the Donkey Kong. There's so much stuff going on. I feel like this movie can't be that long. It's probably going to be pretty short. I'm so curious what they choose to invest in.
Well, they actually even, I think you were the one who reported on this. Maybe someone else did. The runtime seemingly came out not too long ago, and I think it's just a little under 90 minutes, I believe, 87 minutes or something, 85 minutes, 83 minutes, somewhere around there. So yeah, it's not a terribly long movie. It's not also that short either. But it does seem like they're covering, from what we've already seen, they're covering a lot of ground. And I'm wondering how much more is there that we haven't fully seen. The part that seems to be the least fleshed out at this point, besides, of course, the full final segment, I imagine, is the beginning. We now obviously know for sure it starts off in New York. We know that for a fact. But as you touched on, we haven't really seen Foreman Spike at all yet, though we do know he is here, because let me bring up his testimonial from the website. I love this, by the way. Kind of to your point, Jake. Like, they have this whole website. I love it. You know, and you can see, like, they're almost touching on, like, some of the money issues they may be having, you know, possibly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but we have the 1-star review from 4-Man Spike. Spike is cool as a username. We have his little profile pic here, which is from Wrecking Crew. And it says, there's no loyalty with Mario and Luigi. The subpar Mario... I didn't get this before. It's the Super Mario Brothers. The subpar Mario Bros. Used to work for me until they decided to break off and start their own business. They'll learn their lesson someday. That is hilarious. So, like... So we don't even know his... Like, we know he's a fully voiced character. Like, the voice actor for that game, Sebastian Shaw, is it? Sebastian something? He was like the first thing we found out about this movie beyond it existing. But he was talking about it years ago now, where he was basically saying he was their boss. So now this lends us a little bit more context for Mario and Luigi. What did work for him? They'll have to start their own business. And I don't know, maybe it's faltering. Maybe it's not going to plan. I don't know.
Whoa. You said... What? I don't know what the name of that voice actor is, but you said Sebastian Shaw, who's like a prominent X-Men villain. So now in my head, that's who it is.
That would be something. I don't think it's that person.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wait, okay, Talk said, someone in the chat says, did you read my previous chat? Let me see if I can find this. They think it's a good idea. Here we go. Toxic Radiation says, hey Andre, you gave me an idea just now. What if there was a scene where Mario and Luigi start pulling off moves like in the Mario Luigi games? Oh, I think lock it in. I think we will get at least a reference to a bros move. A bros, that's what they're called, right? The bros moves or whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna get one of them, whether it's a helicoptery thing or like some jump thing where they handstand flip. 100%, definitely 100%. I love the idea. Lock it in.
Oh my god, I've been playing the Superstar Saga on GBA since it's now on Nintendo Switch, and I literally just tweeted about that game because it's so good.
I saw that, yeah.
And now that you mention it, those games are like a gold mine for stuff like this. They've got really cool animations. That'd be a really cool thing to reference. I think I would even find it would even tickle me if they like kind of lined up like they do in that game and like did a little jump on enemy type thing and like directly referenced it like that. I think that'd be really cool.
Well, kind of building off this, Jake, Cookie Man says, how will they fight Bowser? That's something, we have not actually seen any interaction between Mario and Bowser. We've seen a little bit of Luigi and Bowser, which was hilarious. We've not seen Mario and Bowser, and probably because they don't meet till the end, we have not seen how that fight's gonna unfold. Do you have any thoughts, Jake? How are they gonna make a Mario and Bowser fight look in the movie? Is Mario gonna grab him by the tail and fling him around again?
Oh, God, I didn't even think about that. I was okay. Well, oh God, high possibility. So I think the first thing here is that Mario and Bowser will fight. They will fight. Like, it will actually be, like, no question. It won't just be like we do something in the world and it's over. I think they will fight. And the reason I think that is because we see that Bowser, like, has the ability unto himself to kind of like pop off and be really powerful. He, like, the way he torches the penguin castle just on his own. Bowser, before getting any stars, is really strong. But I do kind of think that what we are building to in this movie is Bowser using all of his stars to become something.
Right. And
probably Giga Bowser type deal. And then Mario having to defeat that. And I do kind of think, oh, this is so dumb, but I think that they might write it in a way where it ends with like the axe and him on a bridge and like falling in like in the original game. I think that's probably...
man, okay, I love that'd be interesting. I feel like that's almost too. I don't know. I think hearing it sounds awesome. Let me tell you on it. Let me tell you on it. Okay, imagine like a Star Wars-esque, we've gotta hit the spot in the dear God, what's it called? Oh Jesus, the death. No, in Star Wars, the sorry, I don't know where you're going.
The Death Star. The
Death Star. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear God. Okay, it's like, okay, we got to do that whole run so that we can hit that one spot in the Death Star. You know what I mean? And I feel like they're gonna get together all the Mario characters, and they're gonna be like, okay, you're gonna do this over here to Bowser, and you're gonna distract him, and then you guys are gonna attack him over here, and then we're gonna go down Rainbow Road, and then we're gonna go here, and it's all gonna end with boom, he goes it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, you're totally. I think you're on the right path there, Jake. Because I was looking back too, because you were talking, you're talking about space and Star Wars and all that. And I think that's actually where this is going, because they've talked in the trailer about like all the different worlds or universes or whatever the exact wordage was, which, you know, it hints at things beyond their planet. But in addition, if we take a look at this poster again with Peach on Rainbow Road, like, it looks like, I actually didn't fully realize this before, they're going into space. You can see the planet behind them, like the curvature of it behind them. So clearly Bowser's a big threat to this entire universe, and I think you're right, it's going to require a multi-pronged strategy to take him out. So also,
oh my God,
go ahead.
Yeah, please.
No, go ahead.
We're definitely going to space. I mean, I feel like we've got Rosalina sitting in wait.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So there's going to be a space element for sure.
We already know Lumas are involved thanks to, I think it was McDonald's toys. There's a Luma. So, like, clearly, you know, Rosalina's evolved on some level. Whether or not we fully see her, you know, I don't know. But it does seem like she's tied in some way. And also, too, you can even see the Rainbow Road shattering here at the bottom, which I'm guessing is...
What?
Yeah, it's breaking apart, Jake. So that's probably the result of whatever Bowser's doing. But it looks like Peach that's not deterring her. She's fully on board with continuing down this path, literally, this road.
Whoa, dude. And I love how we've conscripted all of the Kongs into this battle with us.
This is the Mario draft right here.
The Yoshis are like, Cogs first, okay? They're like,
Operation Human Shield.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is
so good.
This is something. I'm so excited to see how this is all coming together. So Jake, is there anything else about this movie that we haven't touched on yet that you want to bring up? Anything else that is exciting you, or you're curious about, or concerned about even?
I want to know. I think that's a good question. I kind of want to know from chat, what is your #1 concern with the movie? I feel like, let me know in the chat. I feel like early on we've talked about this a little bit, the Chris Pratt voice. And now I feel like we're over that. We've crossed the threshold. Nobody cares about Chris Pratt's voice anymore. But now the concern is, okay, too many characters, says GameTendo. Yeah, I think that's a valid concern.
It is, yeah.
And I think for me, it's probably just, I don't know what the emotional core of the Minions movies are. I don't know. I don't know if there is one. Chat, let me know if there is one. But I really like Illumination's Sing movies, Sing and Sing 2. And if it can just get to that level of, like, it's got a message where there's a build and there's a catharsis,
right,
like, then I'm totally happy. That's my only concern.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, it kind of needs to make us feel things, I think. And Despicable Me, it's been a little while since I've only seen, I think I saw the first and third ones. I think in that case, it was like, you know, Groot coming, you know, like, more appreciating or learning how to become a father, I think, basically. It's
definitely Gru.
A Gru. Yeah, not Groot. Freaking MCU.
Wait, we got a hilarious comment from chat. Somebody, I just lost it, but it was the second Minions movie had a message, and I just find that hilarious. Like the first
only the
movie
second.
About
But yeah, no, I think, you know, my confidence in Illumination is skyrocketed based on what they've shown here. I haven't seen I say Illumination. I haven't seen a ton of their movies, and that's partially because, like, they just don't seem to be resonating with me. Maybe I'm missing out. I haven't seen Sing, so maybe I would like that more than I thought I might based on the trailers. But what you're saying is accurate, Jack, and if they're continuing to build on that level of quality with the Mario movie here, if they actually are tying together like a meaningful story as part of this whole thing, that'd be great. But I think one concern, as the chat was saying, like, there are a lot of characters, and, you know, in just 90 minutes, there's not a lot of time to dedicate to each of them. So I'm hoping it's not just like, you know, that they're not all eating into each other's time. You know, like, if Mario and Luigi feel like cameos in their own movie, that's gonna be a problem. So,
Andre, I think you and I need to commit right now.
Okay.
To us both watching the Minions Rise of Gru.
Oh, man.
And then meeting back here to discuss what we learned. Okay.
We're doing research. Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh man.
Brazil says, I don't want Luigi to be a comedic punching bag the whole time because he is awesome. Yeah, I mean, Luigi's great. So
Yeah.
I think so far, I think we found, I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot, obviously, but I'm already liking his interactions with Bowser, where he's not feeling like a punching bag yet, but, you know, it could turn into one if, depending on how they portray Luigi. But, yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
I just had a chaos dream in which this movie is so successful that a new Mario plus Rabbids games comes out, but they replace the Rabbids with the minions.
Oh, that's a fever dream right there.
That's
I don't know if I can see that happening, but I don't know after.
Come on, Minion Mario, that could be
that
do numbers.
actually that's how you get the moms playing the game that haven't already. So, all right. Well, Jake, what is your hype levels at for this movie now, based on everything? Especially like they're really stepping up the marketing now, particularly given that we're only 2 months away from it coming out, under 2 months away now, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? What's your hype at?
Higher than ever. I feel like the last time I was asked this question on a stream, I said maybe like a 5.
Okay.
Now
wow.
I think I'm at like, I think I'm legitimately like at an 8, because the thing I didn't anticipate with this movie is that I kind of think it's going to be a huge deal, like on a level that we don't quite understand.
We can't process.
Yeah. Like it's gonna permeate the mainstream. They might not win an Oscar, but at the Oscars they will tell a Mario joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's going to be so socially relevant. And if that's the case, I think that is exciting in its own right. And I'm excited to see what will be the conversation that evolves around normal people and the Mario movie. Fascinating.
That is fascinating. It's so interesting to think. I'm thinking back now to the original Mario movie, and I think part of the reason why they went with live action is try to reach, you know, the demographic outside of just kids. And it's interesting now because had this movie been able to release then, you know, in 2D animated form, no matter how good this movie is, I don't think it would be able to succeed on the level it's about to, hopefully. Just because, like, the landscape is so different now. And especially, again, with almost everyone under the sun having, at least, if not playing Mario, being aware of Mario. And I think you're right. This could be like a cultural like cornerstone. And,
yes.
Like this could almost be like an Avatar movie, like Avatar of 2023.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about some of the Marvel movies that have come out recently, like War for Wakanda, and like the one that's coming out right now is like a new Ant-Man movie. And if you ask me point blank right now, what's a bigger deal, Ant-Man 3 or Mario movie? Mario movie.
100%. 100%. I fully agree.
That's huge.
It's gonna be hilarious if we're like way off base, like Mario movie ends up doing nothing. But I feel the same way. Like maybe it's because like, you know, we're in that bubble. But I think this could be huge. Like when, you know, with SNL like doing that Mario sketch, like Nintendo could not have asked for better marketing. Like they're exposing people who watch SNL, who've watched Last of Us, to like, you know, to the Mario universe. With this movie coming out soon, with the Super Nintendo World on the cusp of opening, literally days away. This could be massive. This could be huge. Like this really could be like Sonic movie who? Like this could be something just ridiculously big. So
that's funny. I didn't think about it that way, Andre. The fact that they SNL successfully used the cachet of The Last of Us to do a commercial for the Mario movie. That's a nice little needle thread right there. That's something.
It really is something. Wow, that's cool. Jake, my hype is at freaking max levels, man. I cannot be more hyped. Like, I legit don't think I'm not able, like, I cannot physically process any more hype. If they somehow infuse more hype into me, I might explode. Like, I am freaking there. Like, I was probably at a 9 before. I'm maxed out. Like, seeing the attention to detail for everything here. I mean, I think that's partially why I'm loving it. Like, as a Mario fan, as one who like legit loves the IP and character, like they have people who care about the movie involved here. Like, obviously Miyamoto's involved, so that's a huge piece to the whole puzzle. But like, it seems like the actual the people working on the movie care too, and I love that. Like, you know, again, we are seeing references like the Super Show thing, which I am confident Nintendo Japan had no idea about. So the fact that they got that here is blowing my mind, and I'm just loving it. Like, this seems to be like the Mario unification theory. It's bringing everything together. Everything I love about the character, the IP, it's all come together. And if they can nail it, this could be something truly, truly special. And I'm so excited.
I like where you're coming from here because I feel like when they first announced that they're doing this movie, you're like, it's like me right now where they just announced like in 2025 there'll be a new Superman movie. I'm like, I don't know if I trust you yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But now we've seen it, and it's like, okay, now I'm allowing myself, I'm letting it into my heart. My question for you is first time you see the movie, first experience, are you trying to see it in 3D?
Oh wow! If I can, I will. Yes, I tend to like 3D in general.
Yes.
When it's done well, I love 3D. I just saw Titanic in 3D a few days ago. That was great. I've seen Avatar: The Way of Water multiple times in 3D. So as long as it's not an afterthought, I think it could work really well here. With it being an animated movie, I think it could be especially great. Especially with Nintendo's experience in the 3D space with a whole 3DS. So if someone were to do it, it'd be this movie. So I hope it's good. But I will see it in 3D. I think.
Will you see it in 4DX?
Darn it! I've seen a couple movies in 4DX, Jake. I almost always regret it. But again, this is the kind of movie that might work really well. Like if you ever see like Bop when Mario gets a mushroom or something. I don't know, or whenever he jumps, could be fun. You feel like that punch from DK when Mario gets slammed around. I
unironically love 4DX.
Really?
It is so much fun. Yeah, there was a theater that did it when I lived in New York City, and I feel like every Marvel movie in 4DX. I don't love Marvel movies that much. Seeing them in 4DX, I was like, okay, now it's a roller coaster. This rules. Yeah, I'm all about that.
I saw the Dragon Ball movie in 4DX, and that was pretty ridiculous. So
brutal.
It was brutal. I was getting punched around left and right and just knocked all over. I'm pretty sure I had a concussion by the end. But this movie's only 90 minutes. I think, Jake, to be fully honest, I will go on my way to make sure 4DX is not my first experience, but it might be my second or third. This is probably a movie I'm gonna see multiple times, and I think a 4DX showing of it could be a lot of fun. So
cool.
All right, Jake. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up here?
All good.
All right, I think we're there. I think we're done here, chat. We went longer than I expected. We talked for an hour just based on Mario hype. I'm so excited. Chat, I hope you're excited. I can't wait for this movie. It comes out in just a couple months, April 7th in the US, I believe. A couple days earlier or later in some regions. Japan gets screwed. It's like the end of April for Japan. I don't know why. Poor Japan. But I can't wait. You'll be here with more updates on the movie, which seemingly is every day at this point. The new posters, websites, phone numbers, who knows what at this point. And again, the fact that the Super Show theme is now canon, diegetically canon, Jake, blows my mind. I'm excited. Everyone, thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.